campers. I am walking on the road towards the Twin Lakes Trailhead parking lot because it's November. The Twin Lakes camp area is closed, so you have to walk an extra mile to get to the trails. So this is the road that goes to the trailhead, but there's a shortcut here. It is November 7. It's chilly, but the sun is warm. And I am up for one more trip this year. Surprise! Really discombobulated, although everything came together really well today. I didn't have any problems on the road. I got a decent night's sleep. I woke up early enough. I left early enough. I'm on the trail early enough. And all those things that often give me problems. There's a vehicle on the other side of the locked gate. That must be the one ranger. Anyway, I spotted this weather window a couple weeks ago. It looked interesting. And as of a couple of days ago, they said the lows were going to be in the mid-30s. Dark sky, which does pinpoint forecasts, said it might even be in the 40s at Twin Lakes, low 40s. But all that changed overnight, and now they're predicting 24 degrees tonight at Burr. You found the lake! Yay! I'm on that route around the road, and they actually have a Twin Lakes trailhead sign on this trail now. That looks frozen there. Yeah. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to take freezing precautions. I was talking with my buddy Paul before I took off this morning and whined that the predicted lows dropped 10 degrees since I packed my pack. And his response was, well, it'll be a good test of your fortitude. And he's right. However, I'm being kind of wimpy in my fortitude test here, in that I had already packed my pack, assuming lows would be in the mid-30s. And I decided, I'm going to try doing instead of bringing the big heavy down jacket, I would bring the Enlightened Equipment light jacket and a down vest. The two together weigh less than the big jacket and take up a lot less room. And that's what I had packed. And then the predicted temperatures went from like 36 to 24 all of a sudden. Actually, at one point, I think it dropped to like 19. But I got my backpack packed. I can't not go when my backpack is packed. So I'm going, and like I told Paul, I can be in my car in 2 hours if I have to bail. But as I was saying, I brought I didn't pack my big down jacket, so I packed a big down jacket along with the light jacket and the vest, because that stuff was already packed at the bottom of my pack. I wasn't going to go dig it out and do all that. No. I just managed to find more room. So I have got a big down jacket, a medium weight jacket, and a down vest. That ought to keep my upper warm. I ordered some Enlightened Equipment pants, Torrid Apex pants, but they haven't arrived yet. That really would have made it. I'm bringing my big, huge, comfortable pad that's not very well insulated, and a full-size, very thin Insulite pad, and a very small, very thin Insulite pad, and a, kind of almost half length, more like a third length, half-inch closed cell Insulite pad. So I'll have a lot of extra padding, a lot of extra insulation. I've got my 30-degree quilt and my 10-degree quilt, which electronic, I always want to say electronic arts, but I mean Enlightened Equipment says that the combination of the two is good for 0 degrees. Is that it? 10 degrees? 10 degrees, I think. Yeah, so we will see. We will see. Well, I'm on my way. I'm not going to do a lot of entries from the trail since I've done this trail so many times. But I'm going slow today. I haven't been in altitude for a while, so I have no acclimatization. I've done a little bit of hiking around the neighborhood, but not much, but I should be okay as far as that goes. But I'm really concerned with it's pretty cool out here. It's hot in the sun right now. I'm quite warm. But I came over here because I was getting kind of cool and I wanted to take a break. And I don't want to get too overexerted and then get too sweaty and then get cold. Because maintaining heat is going to be the main objective this entire trip. Once you get cold, it's hard to get warm again, so I don't want to get cold. Alright, I've had a little bit of my sandwich here, and the German couple that I've seen along the way, they were in the video before. They just passed me up. But I haven't seen anybody with a backpack on. So hopefully there isn't going to be anybody at Twin Lakes, except me. Well, I'm on the trail, I'm making progress. It's very slow. This summer I did really well with going really slow and taking very few breaks, and in the end I would end up moving faster. But I just don't have the wherewithal to do that today. I managed to get my condition improved throughout the summer until that last trip, but then I kind of let it go. You know how it goes. I love this spot here. Have I ever pointed this one out? What a great campsite if there was water. I hear a trickle of water, but there's usually a rushing waterfall right there and just crashing water all the way down this. Not today. So, getting to the very last landmarks here. Gonna do a couple switchbacks here, and then I'll see my big Indian head rock, and then I'm almost there. Ah, check it out. Artifact. A steel tent stake. I haven't seen one of those in a very, very long time. Maybe I'll carry it out on the way down. Okay, keep going. I'll be there by 3. That was my goal from the very beginning. So all is well. Yay. Hey, I could start a monster here. I think I will. I'm so proud of myself. That's pretty silly. Dun dun dun. Yes, there's a chill in the air, but there is ice on that water. The chill is not just your imagination. It's gonna be chilly as soon as the sun goes away. I love this little spot here. It is so pretty. I've never even looked around to see if there's a campsite, because I really like Twin Lakes even better. I haven't seen anybody with a backpack, a full backpack on all day. Talked to a woman that was headed to Twin Lakes. So I talked to a lot of people that were headed to Twin Lakes for day hikes, but most of them didn't make it, or they're behind me, and they should not be continuing. But one gal looked pretty serious, and I haven't seen her, so I think that she's probably there, and I'm probably going to see her pretty soon. So hopefully there are no camps there, because I want this lake to myself tonight. You know, just tonight. Tomorrow night, you know, I can share, but I really want it all myself tonight. Okay? Okay. Well, it's 4:30, and the sun's going down over that ridge. It's the light's all yellow now. And I'm progressing. I'm progressing slowly. Here's my camp. There's my stove zone. It's really nice. There's a lot about this camp that I really like. All these nice sitting spots that have stuff on them right now. But I'll clean it up soon. And I just finished putting up a rope for food. And it's not great, but it'll do. It's up there. That's really pretty darn successful considering how hard it is to, how few branches there are here. Can you even see the rope there? There's a rope on that branch. It's not that high, but it'll be good enough. There's very few trees that have limbs that you can do this with. That's why they want people to bring bear canisters, but I'm going to resist that to the very end. Now, I was walking around with my rope and my miso, and about done with my miso, I'm going to start cooking up something else because I'm hungry. Well, maybe I'll just graze a bit. I can slow down now. Only important thing I need to do is blow up my pad, and that's really it. All the big stuff is taken care of. Yay! Look at, I feel kind of embarrassed. Look how much down I have fluffing in here. Look at that lake, man. It is glassy. And we have hazy clouds today. Well, the sun's higher over here, higher from the horizon. So we got great sunset possibilities. And I believe, yep, the moon is just risen. It is just risen. Is that focused? It doesn't look focused to me. But my eyes are messed up. Oh yeah, so that's going to be really high by the time it's dark. Yeah. And there's nobody here but me. It's funny, I asked around, I yelled around if there was anybody here when I first got here. Didn't get any response. Sharon is her name, the gal that I met here and down in the parking lot. She was at the upper lake. Didn't hear me. Oh, and I'm over here, bending over, working on my stuff, and suddenly in the corner of my eye, I see two black furry things coming at me fast. Big black furry things coming at me fast. Oh, fuck! For a split second, it scared the hell out of me, but it was Sharon's dogs. They were really happy to see me again, and they were galloping towards me, and that was pretty cool. So we had a nice chat up here. I was being a little full of myself because, Sharon is my age, I think, maybe a little older even. And she and I were the only two people up here. And there was at least a dozen people milling around in the parking area. And all of them were headed to Twin Lakes. And only she and I made it here. It's kind of... Man, what a crazy sunset tonight. The alpenglow really caught me off guard as I was blowing up my pad. So I just threw my camera over here and recorded it, went back to blowing up my pad, and so I put my camera away, but I see all this stuff is just getting really colorful. This is insane. It's really pretty. God, and it is all mine. And there's not a lick of wind. The lake is very icy and still. Put on another layer. Actually, this is what I had planned to bring until it was reported it was going to be much colder. My jacket and this here down vest is not fluffed up very much. Should have given it a little shake or something. But I'm warm. I'm quite warm. And it's 46 degrees, so this is a pretty good combo. This could go down to 30s pretty well. I wonder how much. Well, I'll find out. Okay, I'm gonna whip my chair out. I'm gonna sit down for a while. Watch me. This is a heroic sunset. Believe it or not, I can already see the first star straight away. I think it's probably Saturn or Jupiter. Oh my God, it's beautiful. I keep trying to sit down and relax, but I'm going to sit down and relax. Okay, I'm sitting now. But I cannot take my eyes off of this. It's just so pretty. I guess that's the last of the color. It's going to start getting real dark soon. Look over there. That was pretty over there. Let's zoom in over there. It's pretty right there. Alright. Oh, it's so early. What time is it? It is 5:12. I cannot start cooking dinner yet. I'm going to have an illuminated campsite. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be all bright here, and I'm going to eat dinner like that. And normally I do not like that, but I'm going to like it tonight. And normally I would kind of be, not only do I not like it, I don't want other people to see me doing it, but there's nobody here, so I'm going to do whatever I want. And I want bright light tonight. I don't like eating in the dark. I don't have much else to talk about. It's just about 6 o'clock. It feels like midnight. But I've got the Lucy lamp up above here on low setting. It's just on. And that gives the place a nice atmosphere. I'm moving around here because I'm not in a comfortable spot it's lumpy right under me here. Oh, and I'm filtering water, and I'm done with that. Very enjoyable here. All the trepidation I had about the extreme cold that's going to have. I'm just not experienced with cold. I mean, people must be laughing at me. You're worried about 40 degrees. No, I'm worried about 20 degrees. And people are still going to be laughing at that. But I have not seen 20 degrees in my life. I might have once. Keep in mind where I live in Sacramento, the all-time low is about 20 degrees, something like that. I'm not a skier. I mean, I've skied a few times in high school, and so I don't go up to the snow for skiing. So I'm a Californian. You know? But I'm going to be comfortable here tonight. You know. I remember being up, backpacking when it was chilly and having problems with, the nose and the face. I'm not sure. I guess that's wind. That's the issue because it's just dead still right now, and my face doesn't feel cold, and I still don't have my hood on. But I like this camp. I'm really glad I'm here. A little while ago, I was walking towards the moon along a sheet of polished granite, and the polished granite was reflecting the moonlight. It's just so pretty, and under the moon is this gigantic silhouette of this 1,500-foot wall. I'm not sure how high it is. Not that high, maybe 1,000 foot. But there's this big 1,000-foot wall, and it was just so pretty. And I just opened up my arms to say, how could I consider not coming here for this? Because this is magnificent. And I got to, note to self is, once you get up here, everything is okay. Don't worry about all this shit that bothers you or worries you when you're preparing. It's hard. Backpacking is hard, and I don't like carrying heavy loads, and I don't like being all hot and sweaty and all that. But once I get here, it's worth it. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I've been babbling for too long. I'm going to get some dinner going, and not much else. Listen to podcasts. I saved up some podcasts. I brought a lot of entertainment with me. Temperature moved from 42 to 43.3 down to 42, so it's kind of stabilizing now. So maybe it's not going to be in the 20s. I got food steeping, and kind of humorously, I have it right here in my chest. Can you see anything? Probably not. Why not? Got a lot of room in there. It'll stay nice and warm. Yeah, it's silly. Yeah, I like the Lucy lamp hanging from the tree over the kitchen. It's just cool. It is. Well, greetings, campers. I had such a great day. Where do I start? Started with a lot of trepidation. It's early November. It's Veterans Day weekend's coming up. So it's almost winter. It's supposed to be really, really cold up here. And in fact, I don't like this light. I was afraid that I would be pushed into the tent at 8 or 9 o'clock because I just couldn't handle the cold and dark anymore. But it was wonderful out here. The moon is very bright. It's high. The timing was just remarkable.
by the time it was dark, the moon was high in the sky. And I don't really need much illumination besides the moonlight out there. I mean, literally, I could walk. I walked all the way down to the lake. I took several walks around in the dark, which I just love. Walking by moonlight on granite, mostly granite. A lot of granite around here, and granite is just so bright that you can see it so easily in moonlight. But even with all that moonlight, I brought lots of power with me also. So I'd listen to 3 podcasts this evening. I don't often do that in one day because for fear of running down my battery, but I bought enough to recharge my phone at least once and run my Lucy lamp all day and night. And so I ran the lamp quite a bit in camp, and it's just really cozy. I just really had a wonderful camp tonight. And of course there's nobody here, so all this illumination would have made me kind of self-conscious, but I'm really enjoying having this lake all to myself here. It wasn't freezing cold, and I'm going to be perfectly comfortable tonight. I might even sleep really well. So there you have it. A wonderful, beautiful day and night. It's been darker longer than it's been daylight. Thrilled. It's about 11:30 probably. I didn't wasn't in a hurry to get to bed, and kind of had to force myself eventually because I don't want to be up too late. Okay, that's enough. Signing off from night 1 at good old Twin Lakes. Love it here. It's so easy to get here, and it's world-class pretty. So that's why I do it a lot. All right, enough. Good night. Well, good morning, campers. It is a glorious day. It is bright and clear. Not a cloud or not a bit of wispiness in the sky. The air is dead still. Well, there were some breezes in the night, but it's really calm. It's just gorgeous. It was a chilly night. Got down to 32 maybe. It got down to the lowest temperature I saw in the tent was 38. So probably got down to around 32 outside, maybe lower. Not 24. But it was, in spite of all the crap that I brought, I was cold most of the night. The culprit is that pad, that big, fat, comfy pad. It just does, it saps heat from you. Even through, I was wearing my light jacket and 2 layers of long johns, and you can just feel it slightly, just very slightly. It just feels kind of cool, but it being cool means that it is taking warmth away from you. And I didn't really start feeling warm until I put a chunk of Insulite under my torso, and that did it. And I was comfy. So I love that pad, and I'm still going to bring it with me all the damn time because the Thermarest, the 5-year-old Thermarest that I have, that's much warmer. But it's a mummy-shaped pad, and I am just addicted to these big rectangles. It just feels more like a bed. The Thermarest was pretty warm, though. I never had issues with it not being warm enough. I don't care, as long as I'm comfortable. So it is Friday, the beginning of Veterans Day weekend. So maybe there'll be a horde of people up here. I don't know. There's only one other person besides me up here yesterday, but that was a Thursday. Who knows? But right now I just got a cup of coffee going. Haven't had breakfast yet. Haven't done much of anything yet. I'm just feeling comfortable. I slept fairly well. I had, many cat naps as usual. The sun started blasting the tent around 8 o'clock or so. Luckily, I had that gigantic ridge over there blocking the sun for a little while. So I was in the tent for 9 hours. 10 or 11 would be better. That would mean I would get enough sleep. But I'm feeling fine. So let's begin another day. I don't have any plans today. Really, I'm thinking of checking out Boomerang Lake. People told me last year that there are wonderful campsites there, and I had never noticed campsites there in the past, so I want to check that out. Need more options. I'm just taking a morning stroll. I'm at one of my favorite watering spots here. I had to check out the lake. Take a morning walk. Pretty magnificent today. Got a 5-mile-an-hour breeze blowing, so it's not glassy anymore. But it is nice. I thought I'd just wander over to my nostalgic old campsite. Loosen up my body a little bit. Saw a campsite over here with a fireplace not that long ago. Jerks. Fires aren't allowed here. But, geez, is that bright? I gotta put my shades back on. Man, that granite is so bright. All this white. I remember videoing this walk at dusk with 25-mile-an-hour gusts blowing around. Really cold, carrying a bag of water. This is totally different today. I'm really sad that the waterfall is not running. I could just barely hear it trickle in the afternoon yesterday. But there's the old double tree, and it's looking sicker than ever. I checked the old video from just a few years ago, and there was a lot of green on that tree just a few years ago. But damn, that thing looks scary now. That is like a really scary widowmaker. Look, it's just sitting on top of a pile of rocks, come crashing down on my tent spot right here. This is a nice tent spot. But Jesus, that thing is scary. And it is, you can see there's bark falling off of it. It's a mess. Branches are falling off. Alright, well that's my morning walk really. Huh. This thing was alive not long ago. Jeez, I really know this place too well. Alright, I'm gonna head back to camp. I'm getting warm. That was kind of the idea. I'm gonna sit in the shade for a bit. Finish my coffee. Fucking ready to get up. Bastards. Oh, well, that was a freak out for a yellow jacket buzzing around my head. You may recall in my hike out of Meeks Bay a month and a half ago or so, got bit by a yellow jacket on the trail. Pissed me off. Luckily, it didn't do its full deed, and it wasn't that horrible, but it still pissed me off. But I actually, one guy on the YouTube channel mentioned that every damn time that he hikes that trail, he gets harassed by some kind of bug or another. And there are trailhead warnings now, warning about yellow jackets in the trailhead areas. Kind of weird. Anyway, I turned the camera back on to mention some more new products that I brought. I don't know why I forgot to mention this, but I got a new pair of boots here. And also these things. I've had these for like 5 years. Put them on. Hated them. They had a big clunky heel strap. It's not whatever the name brand is. This is called Nothings. Silly name. I decided that the how come I can't remember the name? I want to say clogs, whatever. Those ugly shoes that everybody wears. I decided those were just too expensive. I just didn't want to buy those, so I found these and found some, definitely a knockoff, and found some decent reviews. Bought them, put them on, and hated them. Putting on the back strap just crushed my toes to the front of the shoe. But it never occurred to me to try it without the back strap, and they're very good without the back strap. They're quite light. They've got good tread, good enough. I really liked using the Adidas or Nike sliders, whatever it was I had. Those were comfortable, but only walking on flat ground. And when it wasn't flat, they would just kind of roll off my foot, and it was not safe. These are way, way more stable on this uneven rock. And they're very light. They're easy to get on in the middle of the night. I removed the big clunky straps and just put on some elastic strap here. That elastic strap will also shove my toe to the front of the box, but that's just for a water crossing. I don't want them falling off during a water crossing. Otherwise, they just stay off and don't bother me. So that's the footwear update. Kind of like these things. I wore these on my hike to the other campsite just now, and no problem at all. I guess I'm getting ready for the onslaught. I think it's going to come soon. Whenever I say that, it's never as bad as I think it's going to be, so I'm going to start saying it right now then. And, I really don't like crowds where I'm camping, but I really like meeting people that want to be out here. I mean, who wants to come out here in November? People that I want to talk to. Those are my kind of people. Sharon, the woman I met yesterday, I swear she was like a kindred spirit. I looked over at her in the parking lot prepping, and it was like she preps the exact same way I do. Well, here's another indication of how quiet it is here. I heard a lone crow barking somewhere over here, high, and I could hear it as it moved across the sky, and somewhere around here I spotted it, and I could hear it barking. It kept barking right in the middle of the screen, and went over the ridge there. That is well over. I think that's over half a mile from here, and 1,000 feet up. I could hear it just before it disappeared over the ridge there. Amazing. Clearly I could hear it. I mean, it wasn't faint. And I think I could even hear it once more after it went over the ridge, just barely. It is so quiet here. Oh, a little update here. I spotted my first day hiker already on the other side of the lake. It's around a little bit after 11 o'clock. It's a lot earlier than I expected. No one walking through camp yet. It's about 60 degrees in the shade, according to my little thermometer. Typical cold in the shade, hot in the sun kind of day. Enjoying listening to my audiobook here. And, don't have big plans. I think I'll nibble some lunch in a little while, and then I think I'll hike up to Boomerang Lake. But I want to be back here, a couple hours before dark, so not a major excursion. It's only half a mile from here, maybe a little more, something like that. Well, I'm up on my poop walk here. Out there is the double dead tree of my other campsite, and when I was here in July, I found this great poop zone fairly close to camp and totally proper in every way, and I found it. It's right here, and I pooped twice here in July, totally undisturbed.
I'm really happy about that. I've never ever gone back months later to check on a poop zone, and it's perfect. I'm incredibly pleased. So, another small victory. Every victory is great. So I'm going to slide down the wall a bit and poop some more right over here. It's a good poop zone. Well, camp is shut down for me leaving to take a day hike. For once, I'm not going to just laze around camp all day. Feeling pretty good. Guess I slept enough. My knees feel kind of achy, but walking might help. I saw one day hiker earlier. I believe I only saw one, and I assumed that he stayed at the other side of the lake, had lunch, and then 45 minutes later or so, I saw another. I saw him again, I think. I wasn't sure if it was him or it was another hiker, but it was probably him. And then I heard a couple people, at least, frolicking on the other side of the lake, and I heard rocks being thrown into the water on the other side of the lake over there. And then I heard them talking about going up to the other lake. Oh, I see them now. And they are going up to the high lake the hard way. Across all of that crap. Is that a full backpack? No, those are day packs. God, I think they are. Well, very small backpacks if they're not. Okay, so I'm going up to Boomerang Lake. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little hike. It's not going to challenge me at all. But two things. I don't want to just laze around all day. And I guess it was in July when I came up here last time that ran into a guy, experienced hiker, with large group, like 5 or 7 or something like that. And from the parking lot, they were headed to the campsite at Boomerang Lake. I had never heard of camping at Boomerang Lake, and I've been by it a couple of times, and I've never seen camping there, but I didn't look. So I'm going to go up to Boomerang Lake and look for a campsite. See what I find. And as much as I love this campsite that I'm in now, this is the trail here. And my campsite is within view of the trail. See? Hey, as long as there's not hordes of people around, who cares? But that's not something I would choose to do during peak season. Okay, we're climbing. Well, you can see I haven't gone very far, but views are opening up here. Man, that's some pretty rock up there. Look at all that. I'll sit still for a second. God, this is pretty. Oh, I'm glad I'm moving. Sitting around camp is, that's okay. But seeing more beautiful stuff is really cool. Oh, there's a day hiker I saw earlier. And this could be Boomerang Lake already. Well, that's hardly worth it. I might have to go farther. Well, howdy.
Howdy.
I think I spotted you this morning on the other side of the lake, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm camped down at Twin Lakes, the lower lake.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You had a lunch break down there?
Yeah.
Just go up to Island Lake. Well, I had a nice long chat with that fellow. He is also a Sacramento resident, but just moved here this year. So he had a lot of questions about Desolation Wilderness. And he said that he was hopping around up here and he didn't see great camping. So I decided to climb up high, and I see one spot there. There's the upper Twin Lakes over there. There's one little spot here. It's not great. Totally exposed. But on the sat photos, it looks like there's a clearing on the other side of the lake. I was going to check that out. Maybe over there. I'll have to look at that. I believe you can get down to the upper lake from this waterway here. I think I read about that. I might try it. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, maybe this is what that guy was talking about. He said that, well, there's some flat areas, but not developed camping. This could be developed. But it ain't ready now. So I've done a wide route around Boomerang Lake and I have not seen much. This is no good here. Okay, I'm gonna cross the lake, see what I see over there. Well, I'm up on a plateau here over the lake. If there was an awesome campsite, this is where it would be. I found just tiny little spots here and there. There's those day hikers I saw at Twin Lakes. And I'm almost done with my exhaustive search. There's one more corner over there I'm going to walk around, but it doesn't look likely. And when I started climbing up here to this plateau, I was thinking, a perfectly well hidden high plateau campsite. Now that's something. But it's not perfect. I mean, there's a little spot here, not big enough for a two-man tent. What we got here? A lovely kitchen zone. But no tent spot. Unless you climb higher, and this is as high as I want to go. Okay, coming down. Although, man, I like that view. That big drop-off is pretty impressive. If only there was a good tent spot here. It's really quite pretty. Oh, I love that view there. With the waterfall going, it would be really quite magnificent. Huh. Well, it might be worth it sometime. Okay, this is the end of the loop trail around the lake, and I did not find a great campsite. There's another bare clearing. I suppose I could climb straight up these rocks and see if there's something amazing at the top of them. Because some of the greatest campsites are way up above the water. Well, I was babbling at my camera as I was doing one last long shot attempt to find a camp zone way too far away and too high from Boomerang Lake. And after that came up a bust, I decided to head straight down to the trail. And I saw the trail, and then just on the other side of the trail, I saw this ravine snaking down towards Twin Lakes, and I decided to follow it instead. It was a very easy route down here, very easy. And I saw blueprints along the way. I was looking for good camp zones that I hadn't seen, way up high. Didn't see anything. So I'm going, oh, there's my poop zone. So I'm going to wander back to camp. I guess I'll just go this way. Well, just finishing up the water here. I spilled about like 4 liters. I do that a lot. I wish I wouldn't, but I do. But I got enough to get me through to the morning, easy enough. Sun's getting very low. It is 4:15 or so. I'm at the point where I would be darn disappointed if someone else showed up here. It was kind of breezy and getting pretty chilly, but breezes are down to under 5 miles an hour again. The sun is getting some color to it, and the shadows are getting long, so it's getting interesting on the mountains around. Yeah, I'm feeling like I should be making dinner, but it's 4 o'clock. It's just way too early to be making dinner. So I guess I'll just hang out a bit and greet anybody that shows up here. Please don't show up here. See what I mean about the pretty light on the hills? Look at all that granite. Man, there's so much polished granite here. Jeez, I love this place. Twin Lakes. It's, gotta say, it's my favorite. Even though it's not the best, it is the most convenient. Easy. I mean, it's a world-class lake with minimal effort. That's why I like it so much. It is world-class. It's a beautiful place. And my God, the alpenglow in the fall, it's just freaky. In the earlier summer, that face gets the bulk of the redness. But man, this whole giant wall over there gets just fiery red at this time of year. I just barely caught it last night. I'm going to be better prepared for that tonight and actually watch it. I was working last night when that happened. Not tonight. I'm all set up and ready for everything. Greetings, campers. It's another beautiful night at Twin Lakes. The sun set on me a while ago. In fact, it's probably, let's see here. Technically, the sun sets in about 15 minutes. But it's already behind the ridge. And you can see the alpenglow is beginning to happen, starting to climb the wall there. The last pair of day hikers just passed by just a few minutes ago. They're gonna, unless they're really, really fast, and they weren't jogging, so they were gonna be back at their car at dark. I hope they are experienced. Well, actually the last mile is going to be on the road, and that it won't be dark when they're there. Nah, they're fine. I'm sure they're fine. I'm fine too, because it looks like I'm going to have the lake to myself again. Knock on a big giant granite boulder. But the chilly breezes have just pretty much died down to 2-3 mile an hour at the most. Almost glassiness on the lakes. This is the last trip of the season. I'm not coming up again this year. Been really fun. Okay, I can be quiet now. I told myself I wasn't going to be missing the alpenglow, so I'm going to set myself up and watch it. Well, I've been running around trying to get photographs and video of the magic hour here. I don't know, but I let my camera run for over 20 minutes filming the alpenglow, and then all of a sudden the moon started rising just as I was about to pick up the camera. So I had to let that go. And then I didn't have a camera to work with, so I used my iPhone to take some shots of the lake, which was really pretty at that moment. It's well after sunset, obviously. That must mean that it's getting close to 5:30, and there's nobody here, so nobody's coming. No one's gonna come. Nah, it's my lake again, 2 nights in a row. Yay! Nobody even walked through my camp. As far as I know, nobody even walked on this side of the lake, except for Sharon yesterday.
what a great trip. Knock on solid granite. But I guess I'll turn this thing off since you can't see a damn thing anyway. Well, I'm all reclined in my tent. It's early, it's about 10. End of night 2. And another great, amazing, absolutely wonderful, fun day. Just great. I had such a blast. I really enjoyed my little hike to Boomerang Lake and coming down here and just lounging leisurely, spending a wonderful afternoon at my little pair of lakes here. Had a nice dinner, had nice tea and stuff and munchies afterwards. And then at 8:30 or so, it's been dark for 3 hours. 4 headlamps approach. 4 campers have arrived, believe it or not. And yes, they came right to my campsite. Well, I kind of greeted them. This is the way in, you know, so pretty much going to come by one way or another. And I had my lamp on, so I was obviously here, you know, and chatted with them for a while and pointed out the campsites, and they were pretty much aware of where they were anyway. And they wandered off, and I could hear them talking and stumbling along for a little bit, and I haven't heard a peep since. What else to report? Don't really know, to tell you the truth. This has been such a great little trip. I mean, every little thing has worked out to the very best possible possibility, except for these 4 people arriving 3 hours after dark. But if I'm going to share this lake tonight, I mean, this is the best way to do it. I mean, I chatted with them for a couple of minutes and they're gone as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to be leaving tomorrow. I'm not going to stay late tomorrow. You know, I want to get out at a reasonable time, try to get home by dark, which will be really hard since dark is going to be at 5 o'clock now. So I probably won't quite do that. Probably try to get out of here around 1 or 1:30 or so. Yeah, okay. That's it. Let's sign off for the night. Great night. Real fun. Good morning, campers. It's another perfect day. Surprise. Crystal clear, cool and breezy. Only slightly breezy. Been one of the most perfect trips ever, I gotta tell you. You know, for a little 2-day trip when I'm not really expecting anything. I just wanted to get out, you know. 2 good nights of sleep. 2 nights of having the place to myself, almost. Interrupted for a few minutes last night, and then they disappeared. I just haven't seen them since. The sun is too much here. I'm gonna fry it like this. Oh, but yeah, this is the last day. I'm gonna pack up and get on out of here. I'm not gonna linger too much because, you know, the sun's setting early, and the end of the hike is gonna be cold. Oh. Man, this trip has really worked out. I've eaten well, and I'm gonna run out of food completely by the time I step off the trail. And equipment worked out well. It was warmer than I had feared. Yeah, real good. Well, so I'm gonna sit down and do my stuff here. See you later. Ah, this is a much better spot. I got some partial shade here. Partial sun. Well, I guess I have nothing to say because I'm not saying anything. can do what I'm doing. That's really why I'm not saying anything. I'm looking. Yep, turn on the camera, airplane flies overhead. I've just gotten up. I punctured my sleeping pad, and that's all I've done so far to prep. Actually, I've cleared out the tent pretty good, but haven't really done any work yet. I don't do any work before caffeine. That's not my style. It was a interesting trip in that in the fear of the cold, I brought a lot of stuff with me, and the Lucy lamp was a good addition. It was the first time I brought that thing, the big one with the battery charger. I had it on all night last night, 3 or 4 hours before I went into the tent, and of course in the tent. I had to top off my phone yesterday, and it still has power, and it's still charging. And I really enjoyed not having to limit my power usage. You know, I listened to as much music and audio as I wanted to, and had the light on as much as I wanted, and I used my texting device, my Delorme thing as much as I want, because I know I had plenty of juice to charge everything. That felt kind of good, and I like having the light on at night. I mean, if the moon is out and stargazing is going to be limited, then there's no point in trying to protect your night vision, you know. And I really like the hominess of having a little light, you know, where camp is. I can walk away from camp, I can turn around, even in the moonlight, and I can see where my camp is. It was nice. Okay, I don't need to babble anymore. And this is cool. Go backpacking, make money. Yeah. Actually, the 2 pennies were in my jacket, but I found 15 cents, man. That's pure profit right there. Well, my neighbors just walked by, and I guess they're out of here. How strange. I think, well, I chatted up with them again. It was a man and 4 teenage boys. They all had really small packs on, so I assumed that they were off on a day hike. But they weren't. They had really tiny packs, and they're climbers. They were talking about they were going to do some climbing somewhere around here. I don't know. But I guess I just, you know, knew what they were doing. I knew that they were going to come up here for a single night, and I don't think they had tents or even tarps. I think they just cowboy camped. That would explain the small packs. Yeah, I guess if you're just not even out for a meal, that was after dinner they were here, so they didn't have to bring any food, just some trail munchies and some breakfast munchies, sleeping bag and clothes and a pad. That's pretty much all you need. A good-sized day pack would do that. What an interesting concept. Except for I can't stand the idea of cowboy camping, even at this time of year where I haven't even seen any ants crawling around. I did see mice. I did see a mouse. I just don't want things crawling on me. Anyway, my oatmeal's ready. I gotta eat it and continue on with the day. It's almost 10 already, so I have to get moving. This thing looks like a freaking rocket. Boy, chemtrail nuts would just go crazy up here. That was me just holding still instead of following.
the moon was so cool here. It was so bright. And it's a shame that I can't show you what it looked like, but I have this opportunity to give you an illustration of one aspect. You see where the shadow of the sunlight is happening here. Let's do some shade here. That the mountain there is illuminated, but this big wall is in shadow all the way up to the peak. It's all in shadow. When the moon rose, and it was right about there and right about that high, you got that same effect. It's just like this big, huge black wall. There was no detail at all that you could see here, but you could see the illumination behind it there, so that gave it definition and contrast. It was menacing. It was reminiscent of the wall in that TV show. Yeah. Anyway, time is just slipping by, and I'm feeling so lazy. I just finished having my breakfast, and still drinking down a second cup of coffee, and I feel great. In fact, this is one of the most successful 2-day trips with respect to me. In that I got enough sleep before I came here, and I didn't have issues with dehydration or appetite or any of that. And I got 2 good nights of sleep, and I just finished my breakfast, and I got enough caffeine in me that I'm beginning to hit the optimum performance. I feel good, but I don't feel like performing. I just I just feel like lazing around and drinking my coffee and sitting in the shade and looking at how beautiful everything is. But I'll get it all together. I've had a great time. And I got a couple of hockey games to watch when I get home. I want to see that. I know no one cares about hockey, but oh, my Sharks are in dire straits. Oh yeah, I hope they're okay. Magnificence. Another great advantage of this campsite, that's the first thing you see when you this heavily trafficked campsite that I would usually avoid, is that it's also the first campsite that gets sun. The sun creeped across, it's coming over that mountain, and I had sun on me a good 20 minutes before my neighbors did. Okay, back to my chair. We're sitting. Once my coffee is almost gone, then I'll start getting serious. But right now, I don't want to get serious. We're sitting. I just finished a poop walk, a very successful poop walk. And on the way out here, I knew just where I was going. But I saw this, you see this volcanic intrusion there, that little dike in there? I followed this almost all the way. Check this out. This is taking me almost all the way back to my camp. It was hard to follow here. Oh, there it is. Still here. And it's completely lost here, but it's really visible on the other side. You see, it's pointing right at my tent. I hope you can see this. It's a pretty subtle color distinction. It's actually raised here. And I guess that's the end right here. No, there's more. God, it keeps on going. It gets fatter here. Wow. So if you want to know where the best poop zone in Twin Lakes is, follow this thing, and it'll take you almost all the way there. Wow, that's trippy. Is that it? It ended abruptly on the other end, and it ends abruptly over here. Interesting. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yeah, kind of looks like it. Keeps on going. Very cool. I wish I knew more geology. Sure is some interesting stuff to see out here. Okay. No onslaught of day hikers yet. It's after 10. They're due any moment now. Okay, another short bit of relaxation, and then I'm gonna burst into activity. You watch. Oh. Well, camp is mostly broken down. It all has to be stuffed into the backpack now. I'm doing a batch of water here. Haven't seen any day hikers yet today. Oh, I take that back. There's a full backpacker on the trail. Cool. Unusually convenient drying racks here. Focus there. Perfect. Just drip dry. Yep, things are coming along nicely. The backpacker I saw just kept on walking. Haven't seen anybody else, which really surprises me. Well, I'm sitting down here for a little break and some lunch munching. I'm not going to cook lunch today, so I'll be hiking out my chicken and rice my emergency supply. Yeah, I'm just going to graze here. Got a nice comfy spot. And then the last push, I'm going to put everything in my pack and think about getting out of here. I haven't even checked or haven't been referring to the time as I work. I'm just doing bursts of activity and being happy with that. And I'll be out of here in good time. I'm in no hurry. I'd rather be out of here earlier than later, but it doesn't matter. Got everything I need to walk out in the dark if I need to. Alright, signing off for now. Well, there's some day hikers here now. Just talked to those guys. Pretty cool. I suggested the top of the falls as a day hike possibility. And I thought I saw another pair across the way, but that might have been them. But it's happening. And I am getting out of here. This is like the last entry. I'm going to pack up the chair and start doing it. What a great stay. Just the best. What a way to close out the season with an easy, fun, beautiful... I'm running out of adjectives. Logistically, everything was so smooth. Everything went so well. Every little thing that I worry about, this could go this way or could go that way. I hope it goes this way. It always went this way. It always went the good way. And you can see I got some stuff scattered here, but I'll throw it all together. All packed up and ready to go. Bunch of day hikers are here now. But no one's been walking through camp. Interesting. I'm going to go down and wash my hands, put on my pack, and get on out of here. Well, I'm all packed up and ready to go. Just got to sling the pack on my back. Population has gone up to about 20 probably by now. There's people all over the place. So, it's a good time to go. It's almost 1 o'clock. So at a very leisurely pace, I managed to get out at 1. Pretty darn good for me. First view of the big valley. It's fairly smoky over there.
I forgot to mention that it appeared to be quite clear while I was here, but the moon was just had a yellow tinge to it, so there's definitely some smoke in the air. And the sunsets in Alpenglow was awesome. Too much smoke ruins sunsets, but a little bit makes it real nice. Okay, more downhill.
Really interesting how busy and lively it was back at Twin Lakes. I have yet to see a person on the trail. I've been hiking for 45 minutes without seeing anyone. And it's so peaceful. It's so quiet. Conditions are so close to perfect. I can't imagine it being any better. It's I'm in this exposed area here, and the sun is very hot, but there's a 6-7 mile an hour breeze keeping me cool. Haven't been sweating at all. Haven't been cold. Haven't been hot. How's that for perfection, huh? Well, I'm at the trailhead. I still have a mile to go to my car. That's the route back to the parking lot at the trailhead that I would normally take if the front gate wasn't closed. But I'm going to take this trail here, I think, and see if I can find a good alternate to taking the road. My feet are tired. And the lake shore is just about as inefficient as the road is getting back to where I need to go, so this will be fine. Off I go. Yeah, bunch of ice here. I guess a lot of the shoreline I'm going to see is going to be protected from the sun, so I might see a lot of this. This isn't really the shore yet, this is just a little overflow zone. Well, this is certainly different. Yeah, plenty of ice on the shoreline. It's pretty. Well, I've seen this little sign on this trail half a dozen times at least. And there's also a sign on the road telling you that there's a trail to the amphitheater. I've always wondered, the amphitheater? What's that about? And damn it, as tired as I am, as ready as I am to have this hike done, I'm going to take a little tiny detour and see what the heck the amphitheater is. I am underwhelmed. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that is, it's a natural amphitheater, I guess. Well, there's a trail going back to the road, so let's just follow it. Man, I was expecting more. Here's the outlet. I'm sick and tired of going over that bridge. I've always wanted to find a way cross country straight towards the parking area and over the creek. So I'm going to give it a try. I have a GPS. I can do these kinds of things. Assuming it's not just a big long pool all the way. Hoping it's not a big long pool all the way. Because for this to be an efficient thing, I'd have to be crossing real soon. I see a crossing. Okay. Yes, someone has blazed this trail for me. Ooh, nice little dam. But it's risky enough that I want to put my camera away. Oh, greetings, campers. God, I feel ripped off. It's not fair. I had a great time. Had a great trip. But a day hiker I talked to on Friday mentioned that you stayed here last night. I didn't see your car in the parking lot. I'm like, what? you better have. Says, oh, maybe you parked on the upper side. I just parked and I went. I thought that kind of sounded kind of strange. There is no upper part to this parking lot here. I know there's roads going over there. Maybe, I don't know. But the gate's open. People have been driving back and forth. But I had to walk an extra mile, and other people didn't. What a ripoff. But I kind of had fun going the extra mile today. Here comes another one, driving right through the gate. Like there's nothing to it. It was nice taking the shore trail all the way. Instead of what I usually do is I go back towards the road and cut over at some point to try to get the best shortest distance. But I decided to just walk a little inefficiently and do the whole shoreline. And that was nice. It was pretty. I saw some stuff I hadn't seen before and walked by the amphitheater, and now I know that I don't have to do that ever again because there's it's nothing interesting to see unless there's a show that I want to see there. You never know. That's it. I got back in good time. Had a wonderful hike out. The first half of the trip, I didn't see anybody, and it was just quiet and peaceful, and just me stomping down the trail. And then suddenly I ran into a couple, and then a second later another couple, and then a few more people here and there, and it was pretty mellow. Only saw 3 people today with backpacks going in, so that's pretty darn good for Saturday of Veterans Day weekend. But there's someone pulling in right now. They might have backpacks, but I won't know because they're not going to park here. They're going to drive right through the gate and park at the trailhead. God, what a ripoff! What a ripoff! I even talked to the people at the ranger station while I was on other business and asked if the gate was locked for the season. They said, "Oh yeah, it's locked for the season. You got to hike that extra mile." Oh, some people don't. Okay, feel good. I had just enough to eat on the way out. I didn't want to eat lunch before I left. I just didn't feel like it. It was only a few hours before that I had breakfast, and I had good munchies for a trail, and that was just enough to get me out comfortably. Didn't drink too much. Didn't drink enough really, but I just had some emergency and feeling a little better, and I will drink more on the way down the hill, and I'm going to stop in Placerville area to get something to eat. That's the plan. This is the last hike of the season. Can't imagine I'm coming up here again. But I am going to be getting my Enlightened Equipment pants probably sometime around Thanksgiving. I really want to be trying them out. Hey, if it's another drought season, I saw a video once of somebody, here I am babbling again, somebody hiking up Horsetail Falls going into the lower Desolation area there in December or January or something like that during one of the drought years, and there was almost no snow there at all. Would have been fascinating to camp there. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's really unlikely to happen, but hope that it does. Hope for me that it does, because that'd be fun. But anyway, that's it. Farewell for 2019. See you 2020. God, am I really that old? Bye, guys.